Kudos to us. I stand corrected.
Yeah, we're on Facebook. Look at that. We even know our music trivia. Oh my God.
She knows it better than we do, apparently.
No, I don't. I know select things.
Okay. Are you gonna share the Fache Book stuff?
I already shared so much, so we're good.
We're good.
While you guys were geeking, I was sharing. So
all right,
we were doing Toon Geeks, that's for sure.
What's up, Facebook? We're doing do-overs. Like major do-overs. These are the episodes that we would like to do again because we didn't think we did as good as we could.
Or we loved them so much that we wanted more.
Or we thought they weren't long enough. That's what she said.
I was wearing that shirt earlier. I wish I had left it on.
That's awesome. I love that shirt.
That's what she said. Now I've got Schrodinger's cat.
Now none of us have virtual backgrounds, so they get to bring us to see our man or woman caves.
Does anybody want to take any kind of handicap on whether or not we have overlaps?
Oh, I'm going to take a 3 over par on that one.
That. I'm afraid of all of them going overlap, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Well, after the last one, yeah. I mean, we had. Right? I think Ray and I each stole one of yours, Rob.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Yep. Wow.
So, yeah, everybody learned from their mistakes this time.
Maybe we'll see when we start.
I have extras.
Would hope.
I have extras too.
I got one extra. We said 3, but I chose 4. Overachiever over here, I think, did 6.
I did 5, 6, something like that. I don't know. It's
all right.
Nah.
And I just my
copied off of her homework.
Okay, that'll work. If she doesn't catch you, then who cares?
Yeah, I know, right?
The teacher's gonna get mad.
The teacher's gonna catch me for cheating, and I'm gonna get spanked.
He's gonna get the paddle.
I'm gonna get the paddle.
He's gonna get the paddle.
I'm gonna get wicked hammered and get the paddle.
Oh Jesus Christ! Here we go, descending into accents already.
We're doing.
I've got a question.
Nope, gotta go up in the end.
I gotta go up. Oh my God, I got a question. Yeah, I know. I can't even do that right now. I can't. Oh, but get down. Get down to the chopper. We have a situation.
It's bullshit, all of it.
I'm a governor. The governor. Oh.
God, it never fails.
I just love thinking into a politics. I'm sorry. I'm going to veto. Come on, man. That had to be the coolest thing in like the governor's office of California. No, I veto.
Hans and Franz running an entire shitbag state.
No, I plead the fifth. Oh my
I'm gonna be coughing the whole episode now. God,
plausible deniability. Oh.
I know, right?
I wish you could smell this.
I wonder if he could sign his own name, or do you have somebody to do it for him?
Nah, he's good.
You won the governorship. That's awesome. Now tie your own shoes. Oh!
Get to the chopper.
Just like hold the pen and somebody like moves the paper underneath.
Right. You're walking across the government lawn towards the helipad. You got to stop and look at him and go, come on, man. You got to say it. Say it.
Say it.
Okay, fine. Get to the chopper. I'll get it in.
All right, let's get started. We're losing it again. I swear to God. I cannot keep you goddamn brats on task here. Let's go. Who starts this time? Because I started last time.
I don't know. We
you
can flip
did
a coin.
too. I can.
You want to go this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting to see how far we go before we have an overlap.
I don't think anybody else is going to have this one. I don't think.
Okay.
Okay. So my number 1 is episode 25.
Which one?
When we were in Atlanta.
Oh, you want to redo Atlanta?
Well, I don't necessarily want to go back to Atlanta.
Was that because of tech issues, though?
That was because of tech issues. It was because of the crackhead in the corner.
Oh, dude, I love Timmy the crackhead. Shit, yeah. Come on. He made the whole episode. I forgot about that. He was curled up in the window sleeping. Yeah. That was so awesome.
Atlanta crackhead.
Made the episode. Timmy the crackhead made the episode. Come on.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, the crackhead in the corner I would like to get rid of. And
we can't. No, we can't.
The technical difficulties were very frustrating.
It was our first time remote. We had never been live before.
But dude, apart from that, right, Rob, so I don't know if you know the backstory on this. So let me share some of the backstory. Ray's laughing already.
Oh, dude.
Shut up.
Go ahead.
So Ray and I, for any viewers or listeners, had never met in person. This was our first meeting.
Literally.
I thought Florida was the first.
No. Florida was after.
St. Augustine was first, wasn't it?
No, St. Augustine was in November. Yeah, Atlanta was October 5th. That was very much first. Trust us on this one.
Oh, yeah. No.
So he and I met, and it pretty much immediately went to go get lunch and go to a cemetery that was kind of cool. We were kind of like scouting
that halfway
photo
decent
shoots
Mexican
and stuff.
spot where I ate and you didn't.
Yes,
I remember
which
that.
I now know is kind of a feat. But anyway,
it is kind of a feat. Yes, the fact that
So,
I ate. I know.
This was like 2 o'clock. Raymond Bayly was characteristically late.
No,
And
I'm never late.
yeah,
Never
we
late.
were supposed to do the podcast at like 4 or 5, and so we went across the street. We were only like a couple of miles from the coffee shop where we were supposed to go. So we had lunch and then went across the street to the cemetery.
Because we were geeking out over the cemetery.
It's a really cool cemetery. Couldn't find the gate.
Nope.
Walked all the way down the fucking cemetery.
Like to the highway side. I mean, we're like in the bushes. We're like going, it's got to be here somewhere, you know. I'm waiting for like Chicanos to come out and mug us, you know.
That's right. So we made it all the way to within like 25 yards of the place, but couldn't see. And then somebody was like, "Are you looking for the entrance?"
We're like, yeah. No,
She's
we
like,
just
it's
like staring
right
at a
over
wall.
there. Just keep going.
Who's talking?
So we go in. Some
that
random
was the
chick.
lady, man. Just some random
Okay.
chick, right?
So we go in and we're geeking out about like mausoleums and stuff. And Ray
Who doesn't?
found a mausoleum.
First of all, I want to say that anything she says is alleged and not actually admissible in court. I'm just going to say that right now.
We found
Allegedly,
a mausoleum.
Raymond Bayly found a mausoleum. Might have tried to go inside.
Oh, shit.
No, he didn't try to go inside, but on the outside.
It was a cool mausoleum. It really was.
There were a lot of cool mausoleums. We saw the name Philip Dude.
Swear to God, the guy's name was Philip Dude, D-O-O-D, Victorian grave. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. That became like my chief running gag for the day was Philip Dude.
Philip
Chief
Dude.
running gag was Philip Dude. Philip Dude, draw.
Philip
man.
Dude, draw, man.
Oh, man.
So anyway, we go sweating.
Before you go on, that's why in the episode, when it opens up, you hear me say Philip Dude and she loses it. Literally. That's why.
I remember it, but I don't think you ever told us what Philip did.
Never mentioned
this
it.
This is the outing of Philip Dude. Nobody has ever known what Philip Dude is. So if they watch this episode, they will know. Otherwise, probably won't mention it ever again. Right. But anyway, so like we like sweat through our clothes, puffing all over freaking Atlanta. And so we get in his car, top down, and go like driving irresponsibly through Midtown Atlanta.
Allegedly irresponsibly.
And end up making it to the coffee shop with not really very much extra time to spare. Certainly not enough to really do any sort of technical testing.
There was no technical testing, no freshening up. No.
Dude, so like here's the thing, like I didn't have time to change or do my makeup or anything like that. But I mean the biggest thing was that driving irresponsibly through Midtown is when I went, what are we going to talk about?
Allegedly irresponsibly. Your Honor. I plead the fifth.
Shut up. So we had no idea what we were going to talk about.
So that was a total wing that was winging all the way?
Absolutely. 15 minutes before we got to the coffee shop, I was like, we don't have a topic.
Pulled that out of our ass. Pulled it out of our ass.
Yep. And it became a matter of Ray and I showed up And we were so concerned with setting everything up and getting everything going, which we had never even had a dry run on before.
Treats from the place.
That's right. I forgot about the Rice
God.
Krispies treat.
Yes,
and
that
the
was
brownie.
Huge.
I was just talking about Rice Krispies treats earlier this morning. They taste
they had an epic one there. They're huge.
They?
Yeah, I love those things.
I can't stand them. That to me is nasty.
No, I love those things.
You gotta love marshmallows in order for that to work. So anyway, it was we had no time to even really, at least for me, think about the topic. It was just like, how about this? And he was like, yep. And then we got there and it was just a whirlwind of getting shit ready. And then it was boom, go. And we were like,
Okay. So there's a good read. That's a good choice. That's a good one.
I would have to take notes under Mac about this.
All right. So Raymond.
All right. So my first one that I think would be a great do-over would be the Twitter for Authors one we did. It was an early one, like 5 or 6, but honestly, with I would open it up to more of, social media for authors, because over the last year I have been schooled and reschooled in Facebook and Facebook metrics, and a lot more on Twitter and Discord, and then there's just a lot of this stuff going on YouTube and what YouTube's doing, and especially YouTube, I mean, all of these social media platforms and their metrics and how they work. So with a better understanding and the inclusion of Glacia, who, by the way, geeks out over anything metric, I honestly feel that we could do a crap ton better on that one and really throw some information out there people could really use.
We didn't know our ass from a hole in the ground about it at the time.
We
so
didn't.
That's an excellent choice for a redo.
So, you kind of look into
a
like
lot of maturity, a lot of maturity there. Maturity. That's funny.
We're here we go. 3,
I'm not
2,
touching
1.
you.
Bingo. There we go.
Yeah, but that would be my absolute first choice because of everything learned over the past year with marketing the books on social media and getting together with different groups and cross-posting, and then call to action buttons and how to bring people to your page and how to gather followers. So much information has been gathered since we did that one.
Just having a presence is not enough by a leap or a bound. You got to do, which I don't. But
you can't just plant your flag and walk away, not by a long shot.
And it really is a great way to interact with fans. I mean, I've got a lot of diehard fans, and I know Glacia does too, that we interact with, regularly, just telling jokes or whatever, or just talking to people or giving updates. So it really is a great way to stay grounded with the people who read your work. And I love that. I really do. That way they can tell me how bad I suck and how horrible my misspellings are in real time.
Running into other orbits while you're at it is also a necessary part of this, because if you're not there, there's no orbit to intersect.
That's true. And I just started playing with, I know Glacia did too, with the Discord server systems and kind of playing a little bit with that to see if we like that stuff. Because these are some of the things that are coming down the pipe that we want to make sure we stay on top of. So there's some really cool information we can give out.
Agreed.
I like that idea. Yeah. Expand on that, on the spirit of Twitter for authors and make it sort of more about all.
Of course, people out there
platforms.
watching this right now and are live on Facebook or listening to the podcast in their cars or driving to work or watching the video like tomorrow night on Monday night, and they're going, why are they angry? What's Discord? It's probably a good idea if you watch our podcast more often.
Yeah, right.
Come on in. Come on in. He's here.
The light's always open. We got some shine and some banjos, and there's guys in the woods who love squealing like
a
pigs.
good seat. Yes. All right. Here we go.
Rob Stern.
I did start that, didn't I?
I'll get a banjo, you get the guitar, we'll go.
All right, are you ready?
You got a mighty pretty mouth, boy.
That's right. I'll be the southern kid on the porch.
All right, so
poor
watch.
Ned Beatty.
Oh, God. Oh, this corn's special, isn't it?
This corn is special.
Glacia, watch Ray when I do this, because you'll see his eyes are going to glaze, or he'll do that kind of recoil after getting shot back into his chair. You ready?
Can't wait.
You'll remember this one. Mental health and taboo topics.
Yes.
You guys overlapped.
Overlap. Overlap.
We would. I knew that was going to.
Damn it! You knew that was going on because there was one of our casters who may have been triggered by half the crap we said, and we couldn't actually finish anything.
Nope. Not a damn bit of it got through.
Thing.
I've never gone back and listened to that. That was before me.
We couldn't cover half the stuff we wanted to cover.
Painful. It was hard. That was really
landmines. Yeah.
Now, did that happen in the podcast, or was this like beforehand? Like she was like, "You can't talk about this. You can't talk about that."
No, it sounded like it was, politically correct pandering in the beginning, but when it got going, it became an unmanageable nightmare.
It really did. Yeah. And
wait.
It was a very tense after party on that one. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, with the rise of awareness of racial issues, with the rise in awareness of the human trafficking, with the rise in awareness of Black Lives Matter and police brutality, there's all kinds of things we just haven't even begun to cover in that. When it comes to writers trying to identify with some of these things, and how do you write them without offending people greatly,
Or in the alternative, how do you write them whether you're offending them or you give a shit if you offend them or not?
Yeah, if you give a shit if you
There's a line of demarcation in between what you think you should write to avoid confrontation, avoid misunderstanding, avoid alienating. Holy shit, there's a million paths that we could have gone down and we didn't.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
You're writing a 1949 Georgia senator who happens to be blatantly racist. That's great, but are people going to be pissed off by that? Are you going to be scared about writing that? These are things that we didn't even get a chance to even start to cover. So yeah, it's a great one. Oh, love that.
Yep, that was to me. That was one we absolutely had to do. I watched a movie the other day, and it was it was a Netflix show, and it reminded me of this. They had of the things that they're obliged by their attorneys to warn parents about, adult themes, adult this, content, sexuality, violence, smoking, and it was just the record skip. And I said, "What? Now they have to warn you that there's somebody in a movie that was made 30 years ago that smoked? So, who gives a shit?" Well, that's the mother. I don't know how to put it, but Big Brother says this is what you're going to think, and we'll quietly steer you toward what we think you should think, and that's is dangerous as shit. And we are not in the film world, but people read what we write. I think they would expect better. I would hope they do. I do. I don't want to be limited by these jerk offs and what they think I ought to say or do for a fear of offending somebody. That's what shut that show down. Every 3 minutes,
absolutely.
It got shut down. We can't talk about that. Why? Why not?
Doesn't that sort of fly?
Well, I don't give a shit.
It flies in the face of what the topic was supposed to be about.
It was probably with that crowd. Yeah, with certain people in that crowd, probably a bad topic to cover, and that's definitely one marked for a redo. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. God, I love that idea. I would wonder if that would be an interesting thing to do, like a panel with.
I actually think that'd be kind of cool to do with a panel. Get
some minority writers.
Yeah.
To come so that it's not just old white dudes and me.
Bunch of white people.
Yeah, panel would, if you can get representation from places and perspectives that are hot button to somebody.
Hey, it'll make
it a more complete panel.
I'll bring in two of my daughters. I got the binary one and gay one. I'll bring them in. We can talk to them.
You should bring LaTorre. LaTorre could represent the people of color category, and that could be interesting. That could be. God, that's like almost like a series. That's so deep.
It might be.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? If your guys are out there on Facebook and you're sitting there listening to us geek out about it, and you're offended, not offended, think this is a great idea, comment. Let us know.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a really good time to comment. Really good time to comment. Yeah. I am brutal about this. If there's anything about the Constitution that I like most, it's freedom of speech, and it's under attack from so many different quarters.
Allow me to throw the brakes. I'm throwing the brake.
All right,
because we have to talk about this later in its own episode.
I will say one last thing. As an author, I feel that we have a duty to write our characters as accurately as possible. when in the moment. We do.
Breaks.
All right. So it's on to Glacia now. Your second one. Here we go. I'm holding my roadie flashlight because I want to see if this is going to be another overlap. So we went 2 and we have one overlap already. Go ahead.
I don't think that this one is going to be an overlap because Rob, you picked this one as one of your favorites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's a bunch of reasons why I would like to do this one. This one's episode 10, which was the episode after you guys had me on, but before I came on as whatever the fuck I am now. And yeah, right.
That would be a co-host officially since you've been here. Oh, I don't know, forever.
Yeah, I guess over a year, right? I guess we just round up and say the whole time, right? But yeah, it was episode 10, POVs and dialogue.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, I want in on that.
Yeah,
I'm going to be selfish. I am a selfish bitch. Holy crap. I want in on that because POV and dialogue are two things that I geek out over. When I first started writing, it was some of the stuff that I like. I was like, I don't know.
Was that one of the episodes where you steamrolled the shit out of me and Ray or no?
I wasn't on it.
No, she wasn't on that one.
I wasn't on it.
This is going to be one of the episodes where she does steamroll us that episode. We might as well not even show up at that point, honestly.
No kidding.
I mean, just bring like a Game Boy.
Yeah, that was
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry. Those are good topics anyway.
I did not know that I was a steamroller.
Yes, you did. Because you do what I do.
Fuck you. Right. Shut up. I don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
So wait a minute. Hold on, I'm keeping track, even though I don't have to because it's being recorded.
It was interesting. Right? I sort of went back and skipped through that episode, and it was very much a dialogue between the Rays.
Yeah, it kind of was. Well, I think Ray was asking questions and I was answering them. Yeah,
he was. And so it took on a bit of a unidimensional.
Dude, I miss Ray. We should have him back one day.
Have him on as a guest.
I like Ray. We should have him back.
Ray is a guest. We love Ray. We need to have him back. Awesome. That's an excellent idea.
We should contact him and let him pick an episode that he would like to do over and have him come on, and that's what we'll do.
Just remember, some people take the white pill, some people take the red pill. I take the B12 pill.
It's good
he
for
just
yourself.
Doesn't want anybody to think that he's doing ecstasy.
Well,
Shit. Well, it looked like a little bit like a lewd from where I'm sitting, but anyway. Okay, so it's over to you, Ray. What is your number 2?
Wow, man, lewds are awesome.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
We'll get me started on lewds.
Lewds. Oh, my God. 1970s called. They want their drugs back. I'm sorry.
Yeah. As you're bent over, connected to the floor by a column of drool.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll tell you about I'll tell you about laced marijuana one day. Oof. Angel dust. Ouch.
Not that you've ever done drugs, right? I mean, it's not like we want to get monetized or anything.
No.
Why would I?
We've heard stories.
That's
all it was. We've heard stories.
Did nobody ever inhaled or anything? I thought it was a funny cigarette.
I didn't know.
Pixie sticks.
All right, Ray, hit us. Number 2 is?
Number 2 is I wanted to come back and do the publishing, the India traditional we had done before.
Overlap.
Look at that. I got you. I do. I think we have learned now that we've got we've got like 3, 6, 7, 8, like 9, 10 books between us. We have a lot more knowledge of being able to publish and what you have to do to publish and get people in to get excited about them and pre-orders and how to advertise. And, I mean, we have learned so much in just a year that I really think that we could bring that to people. I mean, I really do. There are a lot of people out there. I know, I know when we do our advertising, when we turn ourselves on that way, we do really well sales-wise. And I think that's right. When we turn ourselves on that way, with the
yeah. Okay. No, I had it down. So
it's I'll tell you something.
Here's the other thing, right, with that is that there was a sort of an underrepresented third side there. It definitely, sort of like Indian selfie, got sort of stuck together.
You're right, because it ended up being traditional, right?
It ended up being a discussion that was more like traditional versus not.
Well,
and
I don't think
not was everything else.
A couple of things I didn't get a chance to touch on that episode that I really, really wanted to was warning people away from things like vanity presses and, talking about how to find your indie publisher if you're looking for one, what to look for, what certain things they should have, what they shouldn't have, what you can do yourself that they're paying you, pay to do it. So yeah,
Absolutely.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. I would love to do that one again. I think again, people would really like that information.
Okay, good one.
Robert.
Is it me again?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you this would never have occurred to either of you. So I'm going on record saying this will not be an overlap.
Okay.
You ready?
Ooh.
Locations in fiction, episode 13.
Nice. I remember that. Yes, I remembered that.
That's a good one.
Because I was talking about the vibe of New Orleans at that time and how it felt. And yeah, I remember that. Every city has its own character. Yeah, literally.
It's really more important than you would think. The descriptions that we have, I get comments on this. I know Ray does. What I'm remembering from the episode, there is a special quality to fiction, a location that is described accurately. To people that have been there or are really interested in it. Other places that you don't care about, it goes over your head or it goes past you, you don't really care. But for a lot of people, a well done, accurate location description rounds out a book. It gives it a degree of gravitas that it may not have had. So
well, I mean, and this is true that you could tell the description of a place, whether somebody looked at Google Maps and, Glacia will tell you New Orleans has its own texture. It really does. I mean, every building, every street, it's kind of its own thing, Same thing with Atlanta, same thing with Charlotte, same thing with Boston and Philadelphia and New York. All these places are different smell, different sound.
I have a really, really interesting twist on this one.
A twist.
Too. Yes, but I'm not going to go into it because now it's not.
We're going to do it then. Correct.
But hey, dudes, what I will say is that when we did that episode, I was terrified.
Really?
Why?
Yeah, it was one of my first ones.
No, I remember. It wasn't.
She was almost meek. It was weird. It's like she wasn't herself.
It was because I kind of got steamrolled actually by someone else, and it wasn't you, Ray.
And that takes that doesn't happen that often.
I was just trying to find my place and trying not to step on someone new. It wasn't you either. Okay. It was another cast member.
That's okay.
Sure. Okay. Shit. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think that's one of the first times I got an email from Glacia about 20 minutes after the episode was.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I ping-ponged between you guys. Yes. I remember that. Trying to figure out who it was that I should be dealing with.
Yeah, as an aside, the ATL topic was affected success, and I really would like to redo that one. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, good. Oh, all right. So anyway, that's back to you, Glace. You got. What do you have? Have you done your number 2 yet?
Oh, she went number 2.
That's funny. Did you get it? Oh, never mind. All right, so this is your third and final. This is your third and final. So,
well, I mean, unless I want to go over because I have.
We got more. I got a list. I can go for.
I got several.
I have notes.
Go.
I have notes. So, I went back and did just a teensy bit of fact checking on this, and you guys have a memory that does not align with what's in the digital record, and actually didn't align with my memory of the whole thing. So I don't know if I missed an episode somewhere or what. But
we didn't miss an episode. Are you saying we were stupid?
Wait.
I think she's saying we're stupid.
One of the favorites that you picked, Rob, I think, was prologues and epilogues.
Yeah.
I want to do that one over again because Ray wasn't there.
You're right. I wasn't there. You're right.
You said that too when I brought it up, and I couldn't remember if I didn't.
Yep.
I thought he was.
Prologues and epilogues. Hey, I just want to
All right, so you're correct to say we're stupid. Is really what I meant to say.
Yes, you're an idiot.
Right, prologues and epilogues. Okay.
Except I was stupid in absentia, so that makes me even worse.
Which is not really that far from Cincinnati, as I recall.
Absentia is very close to Cincinnati. It's on the smelly
that might as well be Cincinnati, you know.
Yeah, no.
It's down there by Cognito.
Because I was incognito before I went to,
and then he was in absentia. He stayed there for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. I highly recommend going insane.
All right.
Yeah, it needs to be done again.
Yeah.
Also the smelly side. Yeah. So I want to get Ray's input on this because Ray recently, I don't know, in the last year or whatever, and then this new thing, like the prologue is just like kick ass. And I still have very firm beliefs on prologues. You guys know this, and I don't mind rehashing them. But
wait a second, in case anybody didn't realize, Glacia Cronk has an opinion.
No, who would have
dropped the mic?
Now, are we supposed to be putting on the brakes right here? Break.
I know, lady? Right? Break.
Okay.
It'd be Raymond's turn.
Ray, your third and final.
I think it was kind of with that same thing to Indian traditional. The other one I wanted to redo was the path to sales, because again, we have learned so much in the last year on where to advertise, where not to advertise, how to use Amazon metrics properly, how to make the most of the money you're spending. That's some of the things we're starting to learn, that, this is...
Don't give it away!
No. When it comes to those episodes, I would like to actually reach out to Amazon and get one of their guys who does that and have him come on the show.
That's a very indie specific topic, though. It doesn't apply for shit to traditionals.
Yeah, but that's a big deal, though. That's a huge one, man. Yeah.
Of the people who listen to us who are authors, I would hazard that 90% of those people are indie selfies.
And if you got represent, man, there's the comments. Hit them.
That's right.
Good.
Yeah, I like that idea, because I can think of 6 or 7 different things. Just
honestly, Rob, we could get the guy from Amazon in here and just leave Glacia and him or him and her in the same podcast, and we can go get lunch or something, because we're not going to have to word it.
Right. Between
why
Geek
do I
Part
keep
1
getting...
and Geek Part 2.
I do geek.
Wait, there are metrics. Yeah, we might as well get out of here. We're sitting there hold on, carry the one. And no, I didn't get it.
All right.
That's right.
Okay, so now it's my third and my last.
Are you ready?
I have
another round
too,
if anybody's got.
We do have some more. What time is it? Well, we're about at
it's only
time,
quarter of. We can keep going. Fuck it. We the boss.
I say genre straddling episode.
I love that one.
That was a good one. Yeah. Oh, I wish I had picked that too. That was a good one. Genre straddling.
Oh, that was good.
I want to go over that one again, because there was some misinformation and absolutely. I got burned by misapplied genre for marketing purposes, which has now been corrected, by the way.
Nice.
But I didn't even know it at the time that it had been mislabeled or miscategorized.
Yeah.
And it's important as hell. Take a stand on this, because this is not something that you ought to be ambivalent about, nor do you should you be put in a position of having to say hard and firm right here. I can't go over there. I can't go over here. Yeah, you can, and sometimes you ought to. So that's
a good idea. And we've learned some things about expanding and manipulating in a good way how the Zon does things, and now both you, Rob, and Ray, who when we were doing that episode were pretty firmly anchored in one genre.
Exactly.
Now our bending, the whip that you've got going right now is that it's one of those, well, it could be this, it's kind of closer to, it has nothing even closely resembling in terms of content, anything that would resemble my work, but in the way that you could look at what you are working on now and go, well, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, and all apply equally truthfully, but it's kind of hard to put. So yes, fucking love
that.
Yeah,
that's one that I think we can't leave that one alone, because a lot of folks coming into this, they don't understand, and it's not because they're stupid, because they've never been through this. Genre and categorization, it makes a difference. Algorithms are built to track them, and it's more to the convenience of publishers than it is to anybody else, advertisers to a certain degree, or marketers. But there's almost this invisible wall that you're not supposed to. Don't go outside the lines. Fuck you. I'm going outside the line. And I don't care if it's not convenient for you. Suit. Right. This is the way it should be written.
Additionally, I would love to explore not only individual books that don't fit neatly into one genre, but also the pros and cons and effects of what happens when a writer does not stick to one genre.
Well, you mean, wait a minute. Oh, that's interesting. You mean wandering because they can't settle themselves, or just because
whatever. Well, see, I guess there you go. Both of you guys jumped in, so that's why I want to explore it.
All right. It's ratified.
That's right. Well, yeah. I mean, I have more if we want to keep going. I mean,
well, I actually have one that's not directly an episode, but more about something we can do. One of the things, and this may be, shot down at some point, who knows, but, and anybody, again, Facebook comment, this is always a good time to do it. One of the things I realized that we could actually do that we haven't done is giving a bit more information. One of the things we've done in the past is the interviews, but we have stuck to more authors for interviews. I'd like to go outside of that. I'd like to grab somebody from Google, or somebody from a publishing company, or somebody from Amazon, or bring in people who have information that we really need and grill them. Find out about their metrics, find out what we want to do. Hey, Amazon, we're posting on KDP. Let's bring in the director of sales for KDP and go, hey, what are we doing? How do we do this? What is your advice? That's good information. And that's information that not only we can use, but crap, everybody can, because they don't get a chance to see that.
Yeah, good idea.
The question is, do we use your connections or my photoshopped face to try and get these things set up?
6 of one and a half dozen of another. I mean, whatever gets them in the damn door, right?
We're not above anything.
Just like the 1-2 punch.
Are you kidding? How great would it be to have the director of sales or somebody from KDP sitting here going, when you publish, you should really do this, this, and this, and here's how you connect your books, and here's how you do this, and you're like, well, crap, I didn't even think of that.
Yep.
No, agreed. Informationals have always been fairly popular, as I recall. That's an excellent idea. It's something that we ought to pay a little bit more attention to, simply because after a year now, we've evolved. This show's evolved.
We've got a listener base.
We have an obligation to go back and do stuff. I think that it's almost like refreshing to the basics. That never take that shit for granted. Let's go back and I agree. That's a good one. I like that.
This is interesting because one of the extras that I have is the same idea, the same spirit, but from a different perspective entirely. The episode that is missing, Ray, that was one of the ones that was your favorite, the So You Want to Be an Author.
Yes.
In my opinion, is something that I had a very hard time categorizing that and nailing that down into something that could be turned into one cohesive episode that would fit into 40 minutes. You know what I mean? It can be cohesive, but the issue is that there's no way to do anything except basically give a podcast bullet point list of all of the things that have to be taken into consideration, so I think it would be cool to kind of figure out a way to redo that and use it either as like something that can be blown up a little bit, do like a small series, like a part 1, part 2, or 1, 2, 3.
Cover that with So You Want to Publish, and as we go forward, we grab somebody from KDP, ask them questions, grab somebody from Audible, ask them questions.
Here are your connections. Here's
how here from the people, let me from the places. Get somebody from Goodreads, BookBub, places like that, and talk to them.
Glacia, when you dreamt this up, the thought goes
and
through
we didn't
your
even
mind.
talk about that. That's totally two separate. That was two separate idea streams that didn't get talked about.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I was once in a blue moon. I go back and look at Twitter. I try to stay away from it now because it's just so gut wrenching.
It's Twitter.
I'm supposed to keep a presence there, which I will do because my publisher demands it. But I'm not doing shit with Twitter because it's just a nightmare. I don't have to tell you all the reasons why. But I noticed this the woman was absolutely beside herself, so delighted, so excited, and she was yelling and screaming to anybody who would listen. Oh my God, I just finished. I wrote a book. I need to take a breath. And she was just so excited by it. And my first shitty attitude is, yeah, good for you. So have we. But then I thought, no,
we're so jaded.
I remember exactly, but I remember what it's like when you finish and no one's around to pat you on the back and put you on their shoulders and tell you what a big star you are. It doesn't work that way. But that accomplishment it should and does mean something. I'm continually conscious of people who are just coming into writing, who are getting ready to write a book or have just finished, and the path really starts to get bumpy for them. And so the informational that Ray talks about is, to me, it's elemental to that. But that separating fact from fantasy part, it may be a little cold, but it's also really useful.
It really is good to kind of manage expectations. I mean, granted, to finish a book, I mean, the number of people who want to do it are like 90%, and the people who started are like 50%. And the people who actually write a book are like 3%, and the people who publish are actually like 1%. I mean, it literally is such a minute thing. It's such an amazing thing to finish that book.
I guess that becomes some like a topic of conversation that has to do with appreciating, basking in, and accepting the emotional impacts of writing, but being able to separate that from
it should be those. I mean,
logistical nightmares,
that's
so that you can still have that emotional high when you go, holy shit, I wrote 100,000 words and I have the book with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and not get emotional about the cover. Not get emotional
when I did Revenant, I printed it out and held it and was like, well, shit, I just did that,
It shouldn't be diminished. It's good, bad, or indifferent. Going through that process, creating is, Ray's right. That's not everybody does it. We take for granted wordsmith, and we all do it. We're notorious for this.
Well, a lot of people get after number 2 and number 3 and number 4, all of a sudden that newness kind of wears off, and you're like, oh, got it done. Okay, now I got to do this, and go to the next thing, and then we just go through our process. You concentrate on on dreaming up a story, and you concentrate on the business of managing it. That ethereal part of this that is makes that woman lose her mind the way she did. That is something that we naturally lose track of the farther we go through this process. But you're right.
Stop to think. There's so many people that think, I couldn't get through a 10-page essay in English class. How do these assholes, they write an entire book and they think it's like no big deal. And everybody does it. And not everybody does it.
We were currently writing short stories for something coming up. And I will tell you that it was it like 10,000 words or something? I'm like, how the hell am I going to write a story only 10,000 words? I can't, I have no idea how I'm going to do this, and it's funny, but you're right. People who write like 3 pages are like, how the hell do they write a whole book? And then you start writing books, then you're like, how do I keep it to 5,000 words?
Wait a minute. Did we not have an episode about short stories?
We had one about, stories and series. No, we had the series one. Remember where it was?
We should do an episode about shorts because they are really difficult, really hard.
They are really difficult.
I'm finding this out. Yes.
Yes. So am I.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to add that to my list of things I want to do. Maybe it's not a redo, but we need to do an episode about shorts.
I love the op-ed stuff we do. I love the opinion stuff we do. I love bringing on other authors, but really, I love some of the information that not only we can get a hold of for ourselves, but stuff we can share with the audience that they might find interesting. You know, I think that'd be cool. Now, granted, it's for a limited part of the audience. It's great. You know, it's not for less for the fans and more for the writers, but it's one I think writers would literally be glued to their, you know, computer to watch or listen to.
Yeah, you know, I mean, not only the thing that, you know, you and I just had sort of, you know, like coming together and melding, you know, that really becomes a series of questions for these potential people that we're talking about wanting to interview, that sound very much like, how can I maximize and capitalize off of the thing that it is that you do, the pocket of the industry that you represent, but also, you know, like I would love to have an editor on here and be like, okay, what can I do to make your job easier? How can I figure out how to best use your services?
So that means
I'd say a 45 right up to the temple is the best way to use an editor.
I agree. But
target practice.
What she's really saying is Glacia Cronk wants to see me cry for an entire episode. That's what she wants.
No, I don't. We'll just, I'll hold you.
I'll have to hold my current manuscript and go, it's junk, it's crap. You know.
All right. Well,
it's okay.
We're at the top of the hour, damn near. So
we're at the top of the hour.
Good one, and
I agree. And
prioritizing them there is no such thing. We get to do them whenever we want to schedule.
What we are going to do, I think, maybe, unless we can find some sort of a way to come to a consensus, is that starting next week. I don't know if we can all agree on this. Maybe we'll just pull one at random.
We could pull one out of the hat. Yeah.
Sure.
I would like to see about trying to get some of those people from KDP and Amazon and places like that.
I'd say that we probably would need about 2 or 3 months to figure that out. And luckily, we just figured out 2 or 3 months worth of content. So
we did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2 or 3 months before they get back to us.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
We'll start.
They're going to watch 2 episodes of the podcast and go, oh, I'm not going on that thing. Oh, hell no.
I would love. They're
unstable.
I have 2, 3 authors in mind who are so much bigger and badass than any of us have ever dreamed.
That's
and
awesome.
They are selfies. And boy, would I love to get these people on and hear about their experience